Thomas Sankara and Kim Il-sung were actually like really, really close comrades. Kim Il-sung gifted Thomas Sankara a mother-of-pearl pistol that he kept on him his entire life and was buried with. They also trained militias to fight imperialists in Venezuela and Azania, so like South Africa and Zimbabwe. And just there was a deep history with Castro and Che. There's a deep history with the Black Panther Party. I found a really beautiful telegram correspondence between the Black Panther Party headquarters in California and Kim Il-sung himself.
Para que se asustan será pa' mejor. Es el pueblo entero el que ya está gritando. Viva la revolución.
Iranian nuclear weapons development.
They have turned the island into a communist hellhole.
The experiment in Venezuela has failed completely.
Kim Il-sung was, I think, one of the most principled communists and revolutionaries, somebody who's very underrated on the left. And the reason I say that is because he is not only a socialist revolutionary, he's a Korean revolutionary who liberated his people from colonialism, from imperialism, understood how to organize the masses. And that book that Ofelia was holding actually was one of the first work. It's the collected works of Kim Il-sung in Spanish. And we got that in Mexico City. I read that book in a few weeks, and I was so impressed the way Kim Il-sung writes. Like, he can go from writing about plays and theater to talking about how to do agriculture. And he was a genius. He was somebody who understood the importance of unity, because at the same time, DPRK was one of the, like Cuba, one of the countries that didn't divide itself in the Sino-Soviet split. It didn't want to say it was 100% aligned with China and 100% aligned with the Soviet Union. It always maintained, and still to this day, always maintains internationalism and unity. And I think Kim Il-sung and the DPRK in general is one of the best examples of internationalism.
The DPRK has provided construction materials for Burundi. They provided weapons for freedom fighters in Palestine. It's actually the only nation that does not recognize the existence of Israel. They literally do not recognize the existence of Israel, only Palestine. In Burkina Faso, they provided a lot of weapons. And Thomas Sankara and Kim Il-sung were actually like really, really close comrades. Kim Il-sung gifted Thomas Sankara a mother-of-pearl pistol that he kept on him his entire life and was buried with. They also trained militias to fight imperialists in Venezuela and Azania, so like South Africa and Zimbabwe. And just there was a deep history with Castro and Che. There's a deep history with the Black Panther Party. I found a really beautiful telegram correspondence between the Black Panther Party headquarters in California and Kim Il-sung himself. Just understanding that, I think that in the West, a lot of the solidarity you see is thoughts and prayers, but you know, the DPRK has money and guns, which I would take over thoughts and prayers any day.
Fuck yeah.
So just understanding that, and Kim Il-sung has a lot of writing about, and also, you know, the entire Kim lineage has a lot of writings about anti-imperialist solidarity and unity, like you were saying before. And just understanding that if we are to wage a struggle that is to liberate the entire world from the shackles of capitalism, colonialism, and imperialism, that struggle has to be waged in unity. And I honestly feel sometimes that the DPRK is just waiting for that, waiting for the opportunity to be able to really express that and to come out of that shell. But that shell has to be there for the continued existence of the DPRK at all.
I've always found it to be fucked up that DPRK hasn't gotten the same level of solidarity as Cuba and Venezuela and even Nicaragua, even though these are movements that wouldn't have been possible without the DPRK. When I went to Nicaragua earlier this year in March and also in July, one of the things that I found interesting learning about the Sandinista revolution is that also arms were brought into Nicaragua from the DPRK, and actually Daniel Ortega visited the DPRK and was cited Kim Il Sung as one of his favorite inspirational leaders of the Sandinista revolution. So these are ties that go deep, deep. Thomas Sankara, you mentioned, the internationalism of the DPRK is something that is very underplayed within the left, and that's why I think it's so important to talk about that.
Why would you not praise someone like Kim Il Sung, you know, who was fighting for the freedom of and dignity and sovereignty of his people? Meanwhile, the opposing side is like obliterating, murdering, raping, you know, it's just like the worst crimes that you can possibly think of.